I don't care. Every single time. This is not the camera thing I wanted. Let's do this. How about that? That looks good. Every single time that beat gets me. I'm so glad that I made it.
It's funky.
It's
funky.
Man, my booby bounce. Don't. Hey, everybody.
Major what?
Welcome to another episode of the BPA Show. I am your host, Mr. Boggins, and this is Mr. Coach Pat. What's up, Mike?
What's going on, dude? Happy Thursday. March is almost over. That's great. Which means April is almost here, which means we're 1 month closer to, doom and more doom. But the NFL draft is right around the corner. So
that's nice. Hey,
fun.
Maybe doom, but like my birthday's there. I don't really know what I'm gonna do because I'm just getting older, and so I'm at the point where I don't care anymore. You know what I mean? But that's cool. I told my wife I don't really care what I do, as long as it's a decent day, then I'm happy. I feel like she can't get mad at me on my birthday. That's my only stipulation I have. So
listen, man, I know you live in Seattle.
Yeah.
Just promise me one thing. When you celebrate your birthday, do not go get chicken wings from an adult dancing establishment. Just don't do it. Okay. And that's a note for everybody.
I think, I see where you're coming from. I think that's more of a thing in Portland. That's all I've heard about Portland. Portland, I've heard, just gets weird, and they have strip clubs that people like to go to.
Is that all? There is a club where women will, strip.
Yeah.
And they do have fantastic steak bites, though. I will say that's the only place. That's the only place, and it's known around the city. Like, hey,
the steak bites are known around the city.
Me and the boys just went to A Crop. First question: did y'all get the steak bites? Hell yeah, you got the steak bites. Hell yeah.
Funny enough, that was my nickname in high school. So there's that. Well, welcome everybody.
Always eating steak bites or something. Oh, here comes fucking steak bites.
It's a great nickname.
It's a good nickname.
Did you hear that southern accent that came out of nowhere? You're welcome, everybody. Welcome to another episode. Today we're actually going to go over. Hold on, I even made a graphic for it. Ready?
Oh,
boom.
Okay. Ooh.
First pick, perfect fit.
Yes.
Oh, was that Bijan being a puzzle piece being put into the Texans' logo?
What?
Oh, man. Okay. So how this is going to work is we will go through each division.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And we will give each of our own picks for who we think is still viable for each team to get, but also who we just think is just like a good fit. May it happen, may not happen. Ooh, we'll see. But I don't know. How you feeling?
So when we talked about doing this, my big thing was like, I'm going to go through, I'm going to check and, see every team's first pick, where they're at in the draft, and just kind of like what players would be available there. So the way that I went through this process was I did a little mock draft myself, based on like what I felt the teams were going to do. And I looked at all of the players that probably would be available at these picks, and made my best guess as what their best fit was. And some of them are going to be very, normal things that you've seen, like, oh yeah, this guy would be a great fit. Some of them I got a couple surprises though. And I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited about this. This was fun. This was a good thing.
Yeah, I also have one. I think I only have one player that I actually put on twice, just because I think that each team could use him very easily. Would love to have him, whether or not he falls to one of them or the other one snags him early. I don't know. We'll find out. But so let's get into this real quick. I am going to add this bad boy. We're going to try this. We're going to see how this works.
Okay.
Hopefully everyone can see this. Let us go first with the NFC North.
Okay. So the Green Bay Packers are going to be our first team here. Their first pick is 15th overall.
Mm-hmm.
My best fit for the Packers at 15.
Mm-hmm.
Some people would say tight end. Some people maybe have safety. I have Lucas Van Ness. I think Lucas Van Ness is the best fit for the Packers at 15. I know for a fact that they are doing their due diligence on edge rushers for that top pick. That clearly is a position that they want to at least add to. Mm-hmm. And I think that Lucas Van Ness would be a great fit there. I think that it gives them versatility across the defense. And he is fresh, never started a game in college. Mm-hmm. Maybe 15 is a little too rich, but you're banking on the tools. You're banking on him being an explosive player. I think that he's the best fit for the Packers at 15.
I actually love that. I kind of wish I would have done that. That's a great idea. I went a different route. I as well went defense. I think their secondary looks very good outside of a safety position, but I don't think this next player is just a safety. I think he will take their secondary to the next level. Someone that tested out as a cornerback, could put him in the nickel, could put him in just like it as a box safety that just pounds away through the defensive or the offensive line. He can do whatever. But he is a Swiss Army knife for everyone to love in Green Bay, and that is Mr. Brian Brown.
Oh, I like that. It's, a good puzzle piece in. They lost one of their safeties, Adrian Amos. Yeah. I think that this is that's a great fit there. I don't think that it's unrealistic to think that Branch would be available at 15. I think there's a very good chance that he'll be there at 15. So why not add another dynamic piece to your secondary?
I think this is the only safety that you could consider snagging here at 15. So I don't, it's not like I'm going based on position. I'm going based off of player. This player is everywhere and can do everything. So next up we got the Detroit Lions.
The Detroit Lions with their first pick at 6th overall. They have 2 picks in the first round. At 6, when I was doing this the other day, I was like, okay, realistically, they're going to be looking to add some type of dynamic player. And I think that, based on recent comments now, I'm like, is this really the best? Like, is he really the best fit? But I put Jalen Carter. Carter in as the best fit, perfect pick here for the Lions. I think that he would add a new element to that defensive line. Aiden Hutchinson, honestly, outperformed my expectations of him. I thought that he played extremely well. Put another piece on that defensive line that can add more pressure to the opposing quarterbacks in the NFC North and to the rest of the NFC. I think Jalen Carter could be that dude if he gets his shit together. Get your shit together, dude.
Get your shit together. Yeah, it's one of those weird ones where his offseason has not been good as far as obviously the off the field car accidents and him showing up to his pro day. And
did you see the comments from Dan Campbell? Did you see the comments from Dan Campbell the other day? So I can't remember the exact quote, but it was like, I talked to someone that was close to him, and the things that I heard were interesting. And the person who asked him the question said like bad, and he said they're just interesting. So there's something. And you know what? We shit on I think it was Schefter or McShay, one of those two guys, like last
Todd
month.
McShay.
Put out that tweet that was like, "Oh, Jalen Carter's got some serious character
Mm-hmm.
concerns," and everybody was kind of like, "What are you talking about, bro?" Like,
yeah.
And then stuff started to unravel. So we might not be done. We might not be done with this.
Yeah, and it's funny because I think we tend to hit, like Detroit and the Seahawks, I think we tend to put the problem
Character
child
guys.
or the character guys on just because we believe in the coaching there as someone that can maybe
fix it,
turn them into new men. And also with your pick, I have decided to pick someone who supposedly did not ace the interviews very well. Supposedly came off very cocky.
Oh God!
And just kind of, you know, listen.
Does he eat fettuccine Alfredo before games?
So, okay, listen. Here's my thought process. Ben Johnson has one more year. Okay.
Yeah.
Ben Johnson has one more year potentially in Detroit, and I want him to develop a quarterback. Now, I don't think some of the other quarterbacks that I would have put here, would like to put here, like CJ Stroud, I think would be perfect with Ben Johnson. Not available. Sure. That's my guess. So I am giving them a quarterback who is raw, has some stuff said about him. Who knows what happened, but can eat a banana in a weird way. Maybe he can show Dan Campbell put some mayo in, you know, in his coffee, and maybe it tastes good. Who knows? But yeah, we're going with Mr. Will Levis. That is. Oh, okay, listen. Like I said before, I really want Ben Johnson to get his hands on Will Levis for at least a year. Whoever, I really, really would love them to get a quarterback to bring in there. Will they get it with their number 6 pick? Maybe, probably not. But I just think this is a great fit. I just like his upside a lot. If they can really figure out how to mature him up a bit, I think he will do just phenomenally in Detroit, especially with all the weapons they have.
I don't know though. Like, I think, I mean, if Johnson's gonna leave, what's the point? You're trying
to get your hands on him. You're trying. I want 1 year of influence with Ben Johnson at least, because you don't know who's coming in next. Right? Are they going to move up Deuce Staley? I don't know. So I just, you know, I like it. Shut up.
Okay. Okay. Hey, fair enough.
Moving on to Chicago.
Chi-Town. So their first pick, 9th overall, they obviously traded down from 1st overall with the Carolina Panthers. My first pick, best fit for the Chicago Bears. They were tapping in to offensive linemen during free agency. They had a contract offer for Mike McGlinchey, who ended up signing with Denver. So clearly they're looking to make upgrades there. Paris Johnson Jr. from Ohio State. I definitely think he'll be available here. And I think that this is a way for them to really like solidify their offensive line for the foreseeable future. Invest in Justin Fields. If you decided not to trade him this offseason, invest in him. They've done so with little pieces here and there. They got DJ Moore in that trade. That's fantastic. Now you got to protect him. That was their biggest issue last year. You have to protect your quarterback. If you're going to complain about him running all the time, you're going to complain about him putting himself at risk of injury, do a better job of protecting him. Okay. And I think you do that with Paris Johnson Jr. He's got versatility to play inside, outside, left side, right side, doesn't matter. And you know what? There's a little added extra something there because he's protecting his former college quarterback. So
true.
All that to say, I think that he is the best fit for this system. I think that it's going to be great fit for the Chicago Bears. And it's going to be awesome to see his relationship with Justin Fields if that's the direction that they decide to go.
I like it. I like it a lot. I completely agree. I think Braxton Jones is solid. Tevin Jenkins seems to be better fit inside. So that's
put them on the same side, dude. Put them on the same side. Run the fucking ball.
Absolutely. I enjoy that pick. Good job, Patricio.
Thank you.
That's your new name, by the way. Did I tell you that?
No.
It's in my phone.
Patricio.
Sounds like we're gonna samba after every time you.
It sounds like the start of the what was it? The
yeah.
God damn it. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, of course. Anyways, I have the Bears taking Jalen Carter here.
Okay.
I think he falls a bit. I don't. At the end of the day, the tape is the tape, right?
I know, and that's
it's just so hard if the legal issues are out the door, like if he is just getting community service and whatnot for all that, and if Ryan Poles is down with the interview process of Jalen Carter and is not too worried about the 8 pounds over, I think you just got to go with the tape and just know that this dude is going to be an absolute beast. So I think he could very well fall to 9. I don't think he's going to get further than 9. If he does, it's going to be crazy.
We might see a drastic fall if he really gets that far.
Maybe. But it's in a weird class where the like interior defensive linemen aren't like a dime a dozen. I mean, like you have Brissy, who is also, he might fall as
injury
well.
Concerns.
Siaka Ika.
Bro.
I don't.
His RAS score. Yikes.
Yeah. So
yikes.
If you need interior defensive linemen, which a lot of teams do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All right.
Not a good draft for it.
Speaking of moving on, who just got rid of their interior defensive lineman.
Yeah. So the Minnesota Vikings, last team in the NFC North, their first pick is at 23.
Mm-hmm.
Man, this was a weird one, dude, because they got a lot of holes that they need to fill. Wide receiver is a need, cornerback is a need, safety is a need, edge is a need, linebacker is a need. So it's like, dang, like there's a lot of different ways that you could go with this. But for my first pick, best fit for the Vikings, I decided to go with wide receiver because I think that room right now outside of Justin Jefferson is not great. I talked about it in the mock draft. I put Jordan Addison here. And the reason why I put Jordan Addison here was because I think, you're getting a different type of receiver and you're adding to the offensive scheme. I really don't love the drops, and I really don't love how many games he was available because of injuries. But when he is on the field, fantastic route runner, explosive speed, fantastic to watch after the catch. I think that this would be a good add to Minnesota's offense and not be so one-dimensional. Like teams are going to double Justin Jefferson. Add another receiver to that mix so that you stay consistent and you have other options. Adam Thielen was getting old. We all saw it. It unfortunate to see, and he just wasn't the same. All the attention shifted to Justin Jefferson, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. But when he's the best receiver in your room and you don't have much options outside of that, like KJ Osborne, whatever, like fine. He's fine, but he's not. You got to get over that hump. So I think Jordan Addison kind of adds that extra wrinkle to their offense. If he can stay healthy and he can get consistent in the league, I think that this is a slam dunk pick, and I think it's a great fit.
Yeah, I'm actually on that same page. I obviously think they need receiver help after losing Thielen. I think they also want someone who is similar to that style of receiver, especially with the Kirk Cousins. You're not going to get a ton of long jump balls with Kirk. He wants you to get open quick. And so I actually went down a similar route. Hopefully I spell this right. I'm not going to. I'm going oh my gosh, Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Okay.
I really like him just because he is not necessarily the best at anything, but he is very solid at everything.
Yeah.
He can get open very well. He's a fantastic route runner. I think it is he is arguably the best route runner in the top side of this top side of this receiver class.
Him or Flowers.
Yeah.
Easily.
I just think he just would fit perfectly well in this receiving core to give Kurt another option for the remainder of however long he has left, and especially trying to groom a younger quarterback potentially in the future. These type of receivers really help. So
yeah,
that's what I'm going to go with.
I like it. It's not
all right. Yeah. I am gonna go on the Carolina Panthers.
Okay, so the Carolina Panthers obviously traded up to get that number one pick. They gave up quite a bit, so got to make this one count, right? Obviously, I think we all know where I'm going with this. It's going to be CJ Stroud for me. I think you're going in a different direction, but I think that CJ Stroud, he's got all the tools that Frank Reich wants out of a franchise quarterback. He's got good size. He performs well in the pocket, and I think that Reich will want to see what he can do outside of the pocket, and he showed that against Georgia, arguably the best defense in the country. Shout out Illinois, but Stroud he doesn't have a cannon for an arm, but he has a good enough arm. Very accurate passer, which is something that is going to be needed. And you know what? I love what Carolina is doing as far as loading up on talent. You go and you get DJ Chark. You lost DJ Moore. That's a big loss. Yeah. You know what? We're going to make up for it. You get a veteran wide receiver in Adam Thielen. Fantastic. You get a veteran wide receiver in DJ Chark, who's honestly made a name for himself. They still have Terrace Marshall. Terrace Marshall. Yep.
Terrace Marshall.
Yep. And they're loading up on offensive pieces. Still got to build the offensive line a little bit, but I think that they're setting up Stroud or someone else, for success. So I'm going to say CJ Stroud, first pick, literal first pick, best fit.
I kind of went back and forth on this one. I at the end of the day, I went with CJ Stroud as well.
Okay.
But I was thinking to myself, I was like, they don't have a ton of like super high powered weapons. Like they're bringing in help, like decent help, like DJ Chark, not really a top level receiver, but solid. Adam Thielen,
very solid,
right? LaVisca Chenault, upside, but it's like a dollar store Debo. Miles Sanders. I for a moment there, I was like, this might be the time to bring in someone with an insane upside, and then you build around them later. But I decided to go with someone who is a little more polished, someone that Josh McCown has already raved about on his YouTube show, who happens to be the QB coach in Carolina. I think Frank Reich is going to develop CJ, or have to develop CJ a lot less than he will Anthony Richardson. So I think it'll be a perfect fit. At the end of the day, I think that CJ Stroud I think Bryce Young is the best quarterback in this draft currently.
Sure.
But
is he the perfect fit for that?
Yeah. I just think CJ Stroud is plug and play. The height obviously is a thing. Everybody says not everybody says. A lot of people say it is. Some people say it's not. I still think it is a benefit to have. It's kind of like people that complain about when people make a big deal about big arms throwing at pro days. Like a big arm is a big arm, right? Like I understand that everybody's making a big deal about it, and they shouldn't be making a big deal about it like that he's the next coming of Jesus or whatever because he has a big arm. But at the same time, it's still something to write down on your list of positives, right?
Howitzer. I should note the Panthers also still have Shea Smith, which is one of my former draft crushes, and they did sign Hayden Hurst in free agency. Ian Thomas, he's serviceable. He's not great, but he's serviceable. So you've got two pretty decent tight ends. You've got one that's uber athletic, good wide receiver,
deep tight end class too.
Yeah, and I mean, and they could still add. So I think, yeah, good fit. They got Chuba Hubbard, Miles Sanders at running back. They'll probably add another one in this class as well. Maybe someone like Devon Achane. Give them a home run hitter.
Miles Sanders and Achane.
Whoo, that'd be fun. All right, the
Bucks.
The Tampa
I don't even remember what I put
Bucks.
for this one.
So, you already put this one down.
Okay.
You already named this player, so I'm gonna say the best first pick, best fit for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is Brian Branch from Alabama. I think that he would be a good fit for this defense. I think that he'd be a good chess piece for them. They do not have a lot of depth in the secondary right now. And you put him along another young safety like Antoine Winfield, and you just let them roam. Just let them play their game. And I think that they need to add some more to that secondary. Just not a lot of depth, man. So they're probably going to be picking multiple safeties in this draft. But I think at 19, it's realistic to say Brian Branch would be available. And that would probably be the best fit for them.
I like it. I agree with it. I went a completely different route, probably the most opposite route. And
that's good.
I was looking at their offensive line. For Baker or whoever they have, Kyle Trask, they're going to need to protect whoever they piece in there. And their left tackle currently is Brandon Walton, who they picked up from the Steelers. And I here's what I'm thinking. I would not be opposed to moving Tristan Wirfs to the left side tackle.
Yeah.
And then adding Darnell Wright.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I think I think you need to solidify your bookends, and I think Tristan Wirfs you could put over at left tackle. I know he doesn't have the longest arms in the world, but he's still a super solid tackle, and you could test them both out and see what there you go. Darnell Wright was more of a proven right tackle than he was left tackle, and then I think it'll be a good fit. The tackles might go. The reason I went 19 because I think the tackles might go kind of quickly because there's not a ton on the upper tiers in this draft. So it'll be interesting to see what positions go, like really make a run. And I think tackle will be one of them. So Darnell Wright to the Bucks, on to the Saints.
Okay, on to the New Orleans Saints, whose first pick is at 29. So the Saints, again, another interesting team. They're kind of like, it's a weird team when you look at it on paper.
Yeah,
like
it really is.
It's like, okay, their offensive line, not bad. Like they got some dudes. You look at their wide receivers and it's like, okay, is Michael Thomas going to come back? Chris Olave was awesome. They just got Brian Edwards. Rashid Shaheed was a pleasant surprise. And then you look on the defensive side and it's like, yeah, like there's just a bunch of dudes. Like there's a bunch of guys. Can they put it together though? I think getting Derek Carr was big because it kind of fills that quarterback hole for now, at least until next year, right? Let's add to the offense.
Okay.
I said perfect fit here, Josh Downs, wide receiver from North Carolina.
Okay.
Yes. So and here's why. You have Olave outside, Shaheed, you can kind of move him around. Is Michael Thomas going to be healthy, though? Is he even going to play for the Saints this year? Probably.
Yeah.
Okay. Will he play there next year? I don't know. So let's get Josh Downs in there. He can be your shifty guy that you put in the middle of your offense. Hit those digs, hit those middle of the field routes, hit that post, middle of the field deep shots. Derek Carr loves wide receivers who know how to work in space. He was fantastic with Hunter Renfrow. And he loves wide receivers who can really just run beautiful routes and stretch the field. Josh Downs is lacking in size, but he's a great route runner. He knows how to work in space, and he's fun to watch after the catch. So I said Josh Downs.
I love it. Derek Carr is going to have to throw pretty early, though, because he don't have that big of an arm to get down the field. But I love him and Josh Downs and Chris Olave, just the speed there.
Yeah.
I like it. I as well was kind of I as well was kind of looking at this roster. Like I kept like putting someone here and then would give it to another team and then come back here and then give it to another team. And I was like, I ended up going on the defensive line just to give Cameron Jordan some real help, especially on the opposite side, to kind of take the place of Carl Granderson. And I went with Brian Bresee. Now,
oh wow, okay.
Hey, this is far for Brian. This is quite the fall.
Yeah,
but I think he has.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I think he is one of the guys that I could see falling the most in the first round. That a lot of people thought in the top 5 initially. He's just had the injury concerns and just I don't know.
Yeah, he's got to be available.
He's going to be available to my. As far as I'm thinking, and I think he would be a solid addition to their front. Yeah. So
I like it.
Let's go to the Atlanta Falcons.
Hey, like Travis Scott.
This is one of the surprising ones. I was like, because at first I like forgot about their free agency, and they did a decent job of picking up people that I like, and I was at the beginning of free agency, I was like, this is probably one of the worst rosters in the NFL, if not the worst roster. And then I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, they still added some dudes, man. So the Falcons pick first at 8, and just the guy that I fit in here. It's just one of those positions, man, that they just have not been able to get down for whatever reason. So I had them taking I have the best fit as Tyree Wilson, the edge from Texas Tech. I don't mind the Caden Ellis signing, but I still think that edge for them needs it. You need more explosiveness. You need guys who can really add pressure. And to me, neither of the guys that they have at that position right now, or even in their depth, really are good at adding pressure. Tyree Wilson, he is a bully, and he's got explosiveness. He's got strength. He can hit you with the bull rush. He can hit you with the hezzy move. He's got a hezzy bull rush in his repertoire. That is nasty. It is just nasty. You can play him inside. You can play him outside. If you go nickel, if you go dime, you can put him in. You can put him inside. You can keep him outside. It doesn't matter. He's going to be able to put pressure on the quarterback, and that is what the Falcons need. Tyree Wilson, available at 8. I think that he will be, and I think that he would be a good fit for the Falcons if they pick at 8.
You know, it's funny you say that. I as well have Tyree Wilson. I like some of their pickups. Obviously, Lorenzo Carter and Onyemata.
That's a big one for the inside. And
Calais Campbell as well. Yeah, who's still, I think, 47.5. But I like their front. They have a great front. I just think they need to address edge finally. Finally give them a good draft edge.
Yeah. I mean, they got Ebekiti from
right.
from Penn State last year. I really liked him, but I didn't feel like he was. I feel like he's more of a finesse speed rusher than a power rusher, and I think when it comes to putting pressure on guys, you got to have that dude in your edge group that is just going to blow through an offensive tackle's face. And to me, that dude is Tyree Wilson. So moving on to the NFC East, the Dallas Cowboys. For me, their first pick at 26. It's an interesting one. Okay. And we talked about this not that long ago. Jerry Jones loves being in the spotlight. He loves making those big picks, you know. Darnell Washington. Darnell Washington, tight end from Georgia. I think Jerry Jones is going to take one look at his pro day and the combine film and the game tape, and he's going to say, well, I need that. I need that in the offense. I need that right
Careful
there.
now.
And he's gonna look at that. He said Dalton Schultz. Schultz denied me when I offered him a crazy amount of money. I'm gonna show him up. I'm gonna show him up. So they take Darnell Washington, they plug him into this offense. You watch this offense explode, because now teams are gonna have to worry about covering this MFer right here. Love it. I think it's the perfect Cowboys pick.
I think so as well. I really like it. I think I picked, didn't I, on the last one? I think I did this one. Yeah. Okay. Yep. So I just was, I mean, obviously they could address the offensive line as well, but I just like the upside of Darnell Washington, and I think that would really help Dak out. That would also help the offensive line out. I did go a different route. I went the obvious one, probably. Tony Pollard, brought back on a tag, hurt, but whatever. Is he a RB1? I don't know. I really like Tony Pollard. He hasn't had that high of carry percentage. I don't know if he's the workhorse you'd love. Zeke, out of there.
Bye.
Bijan Robinson.
Okay. All right.
Texas boy stays in Texas. I mean, best running back in the draft, not even a competition. Can do whatever you want. I mean, we need it. They need it really bad. I don't know. Yeah. Just give him Darnell Washington, and they'll trade back up and get Darnell Washington and Bijan Robinson. Just two of the most high profile ones. That's super Cowboysy.
Yeah, I like it.
All right.
It's a fit.
On to the should have been Super Bowl champs.
Okay, so this is going to be weird because I said Bijan Robinson for the Eagles. Okay. And the reason I say this, they don't need a ton, but they didn't bring back Miles Sanders for a reason. They didn't bring him back for a reason. So they've already scheduled a visit with him. They're clearly interested in him. And this was not even their pick to begin with. I believe this was the Saints pick. So what better way to stick it to New Orleans and stick it to the rest of the league and say, we got to the Super Bowl without this guy right here. Now we're going to add him in. And now guess what? Now y'all are going to have to worry about AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Jalen Hurts, and Bijan Robinson. Enough said.
You know what? God damn it, you've convinced me. I as well.
Listen, is this the guy that you put twice?
Yeah, this is the guy I put twice. Listen, if he gets past, it's one of those situations where, like, how are they valuing the running back position? I think Bijan kind of stands above that a bit. And if they decide to take, who knows? They might be able to trade back a bit and then still get Bijan and pick up some more picks. Yeah, that would be great in a perfect world. But I think he is kind of you don't really know where he's going to go. Like, any team that needs a running back might be just like, you know what? It's freaking Bijan Robinson. I need them on my team. So I think he could go anywhere from this to the Cowboys pick, essentially.
Yeah. And I mean, look at what they did in free agency too. They filled all their holes in free agency. They got Terrell Edmonds, big signing. That takes care of that. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. They also brought in Justin Evans as well. That solves that problem. I think the only area that you could really look at them and say, like, okay, we need to upgrade is left tackle. Jordan Mailata, like, whatever. Like, they lost I can't even remember who their left tackle was. So
Lane Johnson's right.
No, Lane Johnson's right. I think it was Dillard. It was Dillard.
They got Andre.
Yeah.
They lost him.
Yeah, he's in Tennessee now. So really, like, that's the only other place that I guess you could say, oh yeah, they really need to upgrade that. They got Jordan Davis last year. They signed Contavious Street, so they have depth on defensive line. They're happy with their linebacking core. Yeah, man, upgrade the offense. Put Bijan Robinson in there, dude. It's what better way to up the ante. Right.
I'm sure even the fans are like, don't play around. Just give me Bijan.
Going to
New York, baby.
The G-men. Okay. First pick at 25. There's a lot of different directions. A lot of people said that they might go wide receiver. I don't think that they will. They signed a bunch of wide receivers. They've got so many on the roster right now. Not surprising. Could have been running back if they lost Saquon Barkley, but they bring him back on the tag. Here's where we're going to go. Osiris Torrance from Florida. I think that this is the best fit for the Giants here. Upgrade the offensive line. You brought back Daniel Jones. You gave him quite a bit of money. Okay. Danny Dallas now. Protect him. Osiris Torrance never gave up a sack. Never gave up a sack in college. And who was his college quarterback, Boggy?
That would be Mr. Anthony Richardson.
Mr. Anthony Richardson. You bring Osiris Torrance in. He's already worked with a mobile quarterback before. He's already worked with an athletic quarterback before. Great in pass pro. He's big. He's mean. He's nasty. He could give you that G-man style. Osiris Torrance. I think it's the best
I love it.
fit.
I love it. I as well am not going to go receiver. I think the fans have had enough. I think they've had enough
with
first
Darius
round.
Slayton.
This random ass reaches for Darius Toney and
Wandale
Robinson and
I like
just
Wandale though.
I loved Wandale. Should have gone where he went? No, I don't think so. You don't do gadgets there. I went a different route. I decided to go secondary because their cornerback depth is not great. Not a big super believer in Cordell Flott out of LSU. But I am a big believer in Deontay Banks.
My boy.
Maryland, my number one crush in this draft. Yeah, he's just an absolute phenomenon. The only problem, obviously, is that for some crazy ass reason, his height in all of the interwebs was 6'2".
Yeah. And
then he went to the combine and somehow measured out at 6. And you're all like, how does anyone mess that up? How does people mess that up? I don't know. It's 2 full inches.
There's been some discrepancies before with college, college reporting for that. So that's not surprising, but I don't think it'll make a difference.
Still 6 foot, solid build, good frame, just as smooth as you could want. A lot of people thought he would be a little bit slower than he actually was. And then he went into the combine and was like, hey, y'all that thought I was a slow slug. Stop!
You gonna learn today.
4.38 or something like that. Yeah. Ridiculous. So you're welcome, New York.
Yeah. Okay. The Washington Commanders at their first pick is at 16th overall. This is another team that just has a lot of holes to fill, man. Specifically in the secondary. looking at their depth, they did pick up Cam Dantzler from Minnesota. Whoop-de-doo. Great. Good job. But your starting corners are Kendall Fuller, Benjamin St. Just, and Danny Johnson.
Same thing.
So I put their best fit at 16 as Joey Porter Jr., the cornerback from Penn State. I believe that he gives them a true cornerback one type feel. I wouldn't trust him in the field side. I'd say he's more of a boundary dude. But that being said, he is also very athletic. I wish the hips were a little looser, but he's got crazy speed. He's got good size. He's a real bully at the line of scrimmage. And that is why I think that he is going to be the best fit for that scheme. Hey, they like bully cornerbacks in Jack Del Rio's defensive scheme. There you go. There's one right there. That's a good
I'll give
fit.
you a bully. I'll give you a bully.
Oh,
Cam Smith.
Oh, you gonna talk some shit?
I agree. Cornerback. Talking about a bully. That's Cam Smith. Cam Smith is a bully. He will swing at any ball that comes anywhere near him. He will swing at anything that comes anywhere near him. He is very feisty. I absolutely love it. Only like comparable to Devin Witherspoon as far as just in your face. Has that energy. Kind of reminds me. He's probably the closest comp I have to like a Sauce Gardner, like as far as frame size but still kind of lanky. And then just aggressive at the point of contact. So
I want to point out Bubba Gonzalez said Addison for the Commanders. I don't think so. They got Jahan Dotson, you got Curtis Samuel, you got Terry McLaurin in that room. I think that's adding a guy like Addison isn't gonna. It's not gonna do anything for you.
And it's not like you have Aaron Rodgers over there and you need like a hardcore number one receiver. I mean, McLaren is a number one receiver, so you're fine.
McLaren's a dude. Hey,
you're good.
That boy can play. He can play. He is ridiculous to watch. Okay, let's move on to the Seattle Sea.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. You can't make.
I said C.
You can't make
Hawks.
me. You can't.
Okay, their first.
I've heard it enough living here. You understand me? I've heard it enough. You know how awkward it is when it ends and it just kind of tails off. Like the person just keeps going, Hawks. and then someone's just like, Hawks, I'm fucking over it. Great.
So the Seattle Seahawks, their first pick, they have multiple picks in the first round, but their first one is at 5th overall. Thank you, Denver Broncos. With that first pick at 5, a lot of different directions they can go, but their defense was pretty good last year. And they brought back Bobby Wagner, so linebacker, not really a need here. Interesting.
Damn it, Bobby.
Interesting. God damn it, Bobby. Interesting to bring him back, though, considering that his replacement was the guy they drafted with another. We'll go into that in a different time. First pick, best fit, Will Anderson from Alabama. Put him in there. Put another edge rusher across from Nwosu. Okay. Boye Mafe could come along. Just hasn't yet. Okay.
Yeah.
Darrell Taylor could come along. He had a good rookie season, but then kind of fell off. Put in a guy who is ready to play right this second and is going to be a good quality edge rusher, good run defender. He can get to the quarterback. We know that. Had a crazy year his sophomore season. And his junior season, it was a dip down, but like double-digit QB hits, double-digit sacks. Put him in that defense and go crazy, man. It's Von Miller 2.0. If I'm being completely honest, it's Von Miller 2.0. People are going to be like, oh, he's not explosive. Yes, he is as explosive. He's just as athletic. He's just as big. Come on, don't overthink it.
I think the Seahawks here are hoping that there's absolute insanity above them with the first 4 picks so that they can get whoever, like the first non-quarterback off the board. And if Will Anderson happens to be there, then shoot, that might be the pick. In my world, I don't think he is. So I am going to double up again and go Jalen Carter.
Okay.
I would absolutely love to see Jalen Carter in this defense with a one Draymond Jones.
Yeah.
They just lost Puna. They lost Puna.
Or who did they bring back?
They got Jaron Reed, I think.
Oh, Jaron Reed. That's who they got back.
Yeah, Jaron Reed.
And
they
don't have a true nose.
And then, like you said, like Darnell Taylor, and Mafe and Nuoso. I just think this would just be from the interior and out. It would be absolute chaos, and I love it. So they seem to they seem to like have pretty good pressures as it is. So with Jalen Carter and Draymond Jones, my God.
Yeah, that'd be insane. That'd be insane.
My God. All
Moving on to let's blow through these.
Oh, yeah, we need to start blowing through. We're talking too much.
Yeah, we're talking.
All right.
Okay.
Go.
The Niners don't pick until 99, so I had their first
99ers.
Yeah, the 99ers. I had their first pick, best fit, as safety J.L. Skinner from Boise State. I think that he should be available here. The injury had a little setback, but they need to add another safety. And man, this dude would be fun to watch in the NFC West.
I love that, and I am going a different route. I am going Matthew Bergeron. They just lost McClinchy, and they need to find more options there. That's where I'm going with, and I think he's one of the only decent tackles that might still be there. That fits more of their runs, more important run style scheme than pass.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. The Rams, their first pick is not until the second round at 36. I had their best fit being Will McDonald, the fourth, the edge from Iowa State. I think they're going to be looking for edge rushers. McDonald's a little undersized, but I think that he would fill that need. He'd be a good fit for that defense. Give him a good guy off the edge there.
Speaking of a little undersized, let's give him someone else that is undersized and someone else that plays on the edge of the interior. And that is my boy, Kalijah Cansey.
Oh, I put him him and Aaron Donald. Whoo.
That's what I was thinking. Him and Aaron Donald would be insane.
Nastiest interior in the league.
It'd be like the guy you compare to Aaron Donald, and the guy you compare to Aaron Donald. So it's like a Aaron Donald and like a little lesser Endo. Shit.
Yeah. Okay, going to the Cardinals. Their first pick is at 3 overall. A lot of people have Will Anderson here. I'm going to say the perfect fit, though, is Christian Gonzalez, cornerback from Oregon, because their cornerback room, go look at it, and you tell me where any of those people played. I bet you can't, because who are they? It's like the Snoop meme. Who? That's what I said when I was looking through their whole cornerback room. Christian Gonzalez.
And they love They love Pac-12 secondary players.
Yeah, and Gannon needs a cornerback one in his defense. Christian Gonzalez is that dude. Put him in there. I think that's the best fit for them at that pick. And
I'm going to go the basic
Will
answer.
Anderson.
Yeah, it's Will Anderson. Fit. Come on. Sure. Yeah. Will Anderson. Okay. Ravens.
Let's going to be interesting. AFC. Okay. I think we know what position we're going to go with.
Just got to the AFC.
All right. We're going to blow through these. All right. Wide receiver Quentin Johnston from TCU. I think that he'll be available there. His stock is kind of dropping a little bit, but they need wide receivers bad. Nelson Aguilar isn't that dude, man. He's not that dude. Put Quentin Johnston in there.
Oh, I also was going to say Quentin Johnston. I just didn't think you'd be here at 22. I think with the addition of Monk in there, it makes a lot more sense to have bigger receivers because that's more of Georgia's thing than it is little quick dudes. But I went a different route since they just lost Ben Powers. We're going with Osiris.
I like it. I like that. It fills a need. Got to run the ball.
Okay,
for the Bengals, I put Michael Mayer, tight end from Notre Dame. They just signed Irv Smith. That's not going to fix your tight end problem. Put in Michael Mayer. It fits. He's a hometown guy, but it fills a need for that offense. Gives Joe Burrow another target.
Same.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Same. It just makes too much sense. Steelers.
For the Steelers, their first pick at 17. Yeah, I went with your boy Deontay Banks here. I think that he would be a good fit for Mike Tomlin.
I went with the happy story. I went the happy story. If we're talking for perfect fits, this is the perfect fit. Will he get to 17? Probably not, but let's all hope. Who knows? Maybe they'll pull what they did with Devin Bush and trade up for you never know.
Get him.
Go get your man.
Okay,
he probably Joey Porter probably in that room, in that war room, just like, go get my boy, go get my son,
boy.
Go get my son.
For the Brownies, their first pick at 74. This one was a little tough, but I know for a fact that they were doing a lot of due diligence on defensive linemen and free agency. So I said Gervon Dexter, the defensive lineman from Florida. I think that you need someone who's going to be a little more reliable. Perion Winfrey has just not. He came along those last 2 games of the season, but did not do anything, was almost kicked off the team. They added Dalvin Tomlinson, Tristan Hill, and Mo Hurst in free agency. Two of the 3 of those guys, they're not going to give you big snap counts down the stretch. I think that Gervon Dexter is going to be that dude that you can develop. Gervon.
Oh, my bad. Yeah. I actually went a different route because I don't mind their front 7. Or no, that's not true. Their interior defensive line is fine to me. But I need them to have a true Mike linebacker, and so that is going to be Jack Campbell.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. I like that.
Let us go to Texans.
All right, the Houston Texans. Their first pick is at 2. I think you know where I'm going with this one. Bryce Young. First pick, perfect fit. What can I say? Bryce Young.
You can say nothing else. Don't say anything else. Stop it. Stop saying other things.
Done.
There. You're right.
Perfect. Let's move on.
Jaguars.
Okay. Jaguars pick at 24th. Looking at their offense, I think their offense is good. Maybe you could upgrade the offensive line a little bit. But their secondary, you could put another dude in there. So I said Keely Ringo, the cornerback from Georgia. I think that this is a guy that you don't necessarily have to play early on, but it's the guy that you can kind of let him get some reps, learn the game, get the speed down, because his instincts are there. It's just about putting it all together. So I think that this would be a perfect landing spot for Keely Ringo. Not a bad draft slot too.
I like it. I am going a different route. I am going with Miles Murphy.
Okay. I don't mind that either.
Another guy who might actually drop down the list quite a bit, but they need to upgrade their interior there. I saw Bubba's. I'm sorry.
I know.
I'm sorry. Bubba. I'm sorry, Bubba.
I tried, but the receivers that I saw being there, like when I was doing this whole thing, it just it didn't really work. Yeah,
especially at 74, you're kind of like,
I know. Yeah, it was slim pickings. Let's move on though to the Colts as we enter the last few minutes of this. At number 4, that's their first pick. Anthony Richardson. I think this is the perfect fit for your team. You've been looking for a quarterback. You've been dying for a quarterback since Andrew Luck left. Put Anthony Richardson in there. You've got all of the tools. Wow, that's great. You've got all the tools for him to succeed there. You've got a great running game, pretty good offensive line, young receivers, good tight ends. Give him the opportunity and a new head coach that loves working with talented quarterbacks. And I love that you did the same thing. Let's just move on to the Tennessee Titans. Their first pick is at 11. I put their perfect fit as Jackson Smith and Jigba, the wide receiver from Ohio State. I know that maybe it's a little too early for him. I think that this is just the perfect fit for their team, for their offense, for their needs. Their wide receiver room is not great.
I agree with the receiver. I don't know about Njigma personally for their fit. I haven't seen a receiver like him since, I don't think, ever in the Titans offense. Maybe Robert Woods, but I don't even think he was like the shifty little, I mean, not the shifty, but the Jackson Smith and Njigma is not as fast as Robert Woods. That's what I was saying. Okay, so I am going to go here with, what did I write? Broderick Jones. Need a tackle. Broderick Jones.
He is a tackle.
He's a tackle, and he's a tackle. A monster. I don't know. Like, why would you not want Broderick Jones?
Yeah, I mean, they brought in Andre Dillard to be their left tackle, but like he's had injury problems in the past. Broderick Jones is going to give you a young athletic upgrade over Taylor Lewan and over Dillard, honestly. I don't mind
that's what I'm saying. I don't really care. Sorry, I don't.
I
think he's going to be. He has a quite a bit higher upside for my money.
Hey,
let's go. Bills.
Bills. Okay, Bill. Shout out Bills Mafia, man. Their first pick at 27. Could have gone running back here. Man, that interior offensive line, though. If we're talking about best fit, Peter Skoronski from Northwestern.
Ooh.
You're not going to draft him as a tackle. You're not drafting him as a tackle. You are drafting him as a guard. With their offense being so run reliant, you put him in as a guard, and I feel like you will get the maximum value out of him. And if you put him next to Spencer Brown on the right side, you move him to right guard, you play him on the interior, I think that you are going to see a lot of success. This was my other pick. So there you go. Yep.
Give it up. Jahmyr Gibbs. He is another Dalvin Cook-ish style running back.
Alvin Kamara, one would say.
Yeah, more. Yeah, exactly. So they obviously need it. Their passing attack. Kamara. Yeah, I mean, with Josh Allen throwing the ball 75 times a game, like this is a guy that can catch that ball.
Yeah.
So, we are going to go with the Jets. Well, they have who knows? What is Aaron Rodgers going to do? I don't know. Once he comes out of the dark for the 7th time, who knows?
Yeah. Hey, man, he's smoking some ayahuasca right now, and that's fine because the Jets are going to.
That's who you're picking, Jeremy Ayahuasca.
I actually put Broderick Jones here. I put Broderick Jones as the best fit for the Jets. A lot of questions on their offensive line. They got some dudes. They got a bag of bones in Dwayne Brown as their backup left tackle right now, and their starting left tackle can't seem to stay healthy. So, Broderick Jones.
All right, so I like it. I am going similar route, except not. Peter Skoronski. I think they have a lot of questions on their line as far as, Vera Tucker is solid on the interior. Mekhi Becton, we don't know what's going to happen with him.
Yep.
I think this gives you a lot more options. Some NFL teams might see him more of a actual tackle, even though he didn't come anywhere close to 33 inches. Who knows? So we'll find out. I think that just gives you a lot of different options to protect Aaron Rodgers if you even have this pick.
Yeah. So moving on to the New England Bill Belichick's, whose first pick is at 14. I had their best fit being Devin Witherspoon here, the cornerback from Illinois. Solid corner. Bill Belichick loves corners that can play up in receivers' faces, but also play very technical, sound zone football and off man. I think Devin Witherspoon is a complete corner, and he's going to talk some shit, man. He's going to talk some shit, and he's a sound tackler. Very sound. Doesn't miss tackles.
Joey Porter Jr.
Yeah,
we're doubling up again.
Damn, you doubled up a lot, boy. Shit.
Bill Belichick loves the specimens.
Yeah,
and this dude is an absolute specimen. Impressed, man. Good luck.
Yeah,
good luck.
Good luck.
That's what I have for you. Now we are moving on to
the
Dolphins.
Miami Dolphins. All right. So you actually said this player earlier. Their first pick is at 51 in the second round. I put Jack Campbell here. And here's the reason why I put Jack Campbell here. Vic Fangio is now the defensive coordinator in Miami. He loves him some athletic linebackers, and he loved him some Josie Jewell. So he would love him some Jack Campbell. Some Campbell soup. Chunky. Some
Jack Campbell soup. No, I like it a lot. I think that what's his name? Vic Fangio.
Vic Fangio. Vic Fangio.
We're absolutely hilarious on the show. I am actually going to go a different route here because I like the Dolphins interior. Zach Sealer is not this player, so we're doing Ozzie Smith. We're giving an absolute freak on Bruce Feldman's number one freak on a leash. He's a monster.
Weapon inside. Oof.
He's saying he reps 330, 325, 25, 24 times or something.
Shit. That's nuts. Crazy strength.
That's nuts.
Moving on to Kansas City. We're actually going to just forfeit this pick altogether. No, I'm kidding. Their first pick is at 31 because Miami couldn't help themselves. So I am actually going to say first pick best fit is going to be Darnell Wright, offensive tackle from Tennessee. They got Jawan Taylor, but I have a feeling he's going to be playing on the left side. Put in Darnell Wright on the right. Ha.
Cool. Ha. They just lost Frank Clark.
Oh, yeah.
So they get one of my favorite players in this draft as well, which is kind of a bummer, a little bit undersized, but he is a beast.
Strong man.
So, strong man.
Strong man.
Okie dokie. Now we move on.
The Chargers. Okay. Their first pick is at 21. Can you do some for me? Yeah, I can give you a wide receiver. I'm going to give you Zay Flowers from Boston College. Give Justin Herbert an electric weapon. See what I did there? And, you know, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams is your big outside threat. Zay Flowers is your dude that you can put in the slot and let him go to work.
Speaking of which,
hey,
next.
Hey. Yeah, damn. All right. Hey, so the Raiders, they're picking up 7.
Who said today that they do not want Jalen Carter?
Yeah, man. So first pick, best fit. Who would be the best fit for a team that is probably going to be moving on from their head coach next season and looking at another guy who you named earlier? Let's put Will Levis here, quarterback from Kentucky. Why is this the best fit for the Raiders? Well, Josh McDaniels, your days are numbered, my friend. And Ben Johnson, you're going to be the head coach of the Raiders.
I hate this so much. All right. Paris Johnson Jr., they need offensive line help. On the opposite side of Colt Miller. So there you go. Paris Johnson Jr., I hope you can play right tackle. Now for the Denver Broncos.
Okay, the Denver Broncos, they do not pick until the 3rd round, the 67th overall pick. What is their best fit? Well, this was tough. There's a lot of different directions that we could have gone here. And I think that you went in a different direction than me, my friend. But I said, for the sake of this, first pick, perfect fit, Zach Charbonnet, the running back from UCLA. And here is the reason, my friends. Javonte Williams is probably not going to be back. They've added a couple dudes in free agency, but I feel like Zach Charbonnet is such a complete back. I think if he's available, it's going to be tough for Sean Payton to just look at him and say, well, damn, we've got the 68th pick too. We could just pick the next guy.
I agree.
Wiz.
Hugh, I think you said Javonte Williams won't be back, but you meant like soon. Like he was still.
Who knows?
Okay.
Who knows?
Whoa.
Who knows?
Okay. All right. Whoa.
Who
All right.
knows?
Whoa.
Because the reason
You
I say
ever
that is
watched
because
Mad TV with Stuart and Stuart's
yeah,
mom?
whoa. I just nobody knows. I can't get an answer out of anybody. Nobody knows. Some say he'll be ready for camp. Some say maybe he'll miss a couple months. Some say, hey, he might be out the whole dang season. So I don't know.
I want you to guess mine. You know it.
Joe Tippmann.
That's right. Joe.
I literally just guessed
Joe
dude,
Tippmann
he is massive. That is a massive man.
He's a massive center. I love Joe Tippmann. He moves super well for his size. He's a beast.
I can't wait for them to announce this pick. And
I'm going to be
immediately on Twitter. Everyone's going to be like, Russell Wilson's not going to be able to see over his own center.
Who cares?
Who cares?
I don't care.
You know what? Sean Payton has worked with short quarterbacks before. You ever heard of who's that quarterback that's down there right now?
Oh, sorry. Drew Brees?
No.
Oh, wait.
He's a scrub.
Oh.
Taysom Hill. You ever heard of Taysom Hill?
Yeah.
I'm kidding. You ever heard of Drew Brees? Yeah, man.
Made all of them look good. Make Russell look good, and then we'll get rid of him. All right. Yeah, well, this has been a great show. Sorry I went over a little bit over. We're still learning. We're still working on it. We'll get you out of here quicker in the future. But I appreciate you all coming in.
Yeah.
And please like and subscribe. And check us out. We're up every Thursday at 5:30 PST, Pacific Standard Time, because we be in the PN Dubs up in here. Yeah. But we love you all. Appreciate y'all. Have a wonderful night. Bye.
Bye.